It's the Road to the Rock right here on LTV, the Livingston Lancers television network, as the Livingston Lancers will host the Westfield Blue Devils for the 4th time this season. Right here, this time at a new scene, McInnis Arena in Morristown, Morris County, New Jersey, as the visiting Westfield Blue Devils take the ice. I'm Ryan Lowy, joined with Jacob Gorn. Jacob, happy semifinal day. We've been covering Livingston Lancers hockey all year on the D1 Media page on the NFHS Network. Today, on LTV, they're taking on the Westfield Blue Devils for the 4th and definitely final time this year. The Lancers outscored them 5-2 in the regular season. In the divisional playoffs, they beat the Lancers 5-2 to win the McInnis Cup. The Lancers are thirsty to take the helm back, as here they come, led by Zach Turbin. The Lancers and the Blue Devils have taken the ice, Jacob.
Lancers getting a big cheer as they come out on the ice. They are the home team here at McInnis Arena in Morristown, New Jersey. It's a new spot for us, new spot for the Lancers this year, but doesn't change the fact they're playing the same Westfield Blue Devils, who this is their 4th time playing this year. When you play a team 4 times, it doesn't matter what that team is, you become rivals with that team. You can tell, even from the first game in this series, it got chippy. The glass broke in the first game. Every game between these two teams is such a battle. I wouldn't expect this one to be any different.
Jacob, here's the most coincidental one. Between these between these two teams that play in 2 separate counties, but the same division in the same league within the NJIIHL in the state of New Jersey, the Lancers in the regular season outscored Westfield in 2 games 5-2, winning both games, the first one on the road 3-2, the second one they were able to win and shut them out 3-0. Excuse me, 2-0. And then 3-0, right. My apologies. And then after that, Westfield beat them in the finals of the McInnis Cup 5-2. So the Lancers came into the McInnis Cup Finals outscoring Westfield 5-2 in regular season. Yeah. Westfield then beat them in their lone playoff game 5-2.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke to Coach Conklin before the game. He said they didn't come out with the energy they needed, and they didn't skate, they didn't compete the way they usually like to. So they want to come out into this game with a different energy, the same energy that they came out with in all the other games they played against ranked teams this year. Coach Conklin also said they played a ton of games this year against top 20 ranked teams of the state. They won or tied every single one besides that game against Westfield. Gotta come out with that same energy you did in the regular season. I know it's tougher later in the year. You're a bit more tired, but you gotta fight through if you want to get to the Rock. Prudential Center practice rink where the finals of Public A will take place on Monday.
And Jacob, it's been a long season for both teams, no doubt about it. For Livingston, 21 wins, 3 losses, and 3 ties. This is going to be game number 28 for them on the year. For Westfield, 19 wins. They're looking for the big 2-0 today to punch their ticket to the group finals, and they have 4 losses on top of that. So the 2 records are just oh so similar. Both teams have played less than 30 games and more than 20, so it's been a long winter for both teams, Jacob. But we have a very good one coming up for you right here on LTV, the Livingston Lancers television network. A special thank you to Mr. Steve Milano, Morris County Parks and Recreation, for making today's production possible. The Livingston Lancers administration, of course, the athletic director is Mr. Porfido. The district superintendent is Dr. Matthew J. Block. The principal of Livingston High School is Danielle Rosenzweig. And of course, the head coach of the Livingston Lancers is head coach Dave Conklin. And for the Westfield Blue Devils, I'd like to thank their administration, of course, the district superintendent, Dr. Raymond A. Gonzalez, Principal Mary Esfendis, and the athletic director, Sandra Mamery. And then, of course, the head coach for the Westfield Blue Devils, the great Bertucci. So Coach Bertucci and Coach Conklin coming in, coaching phenomenal teams. Jacob, I'm so excited for this one.
I am as well, Ryan. Let's talk about players to watch for both sides. Start with the visiting Westfield Blue Devils. Let's look at defenseman senior Thomas Conrad. 19 points on the year, 6 goals, 2 goals, 3 total points in Westfield's McInnis Cup Finals victory over the Lancers. He was a big part of that win. He's my player to watch for the Blue Devils this afternoon. For the Livingston Lancers, who else? Austin Vecchio in the biggest game of the year.
Jacob, I think aside from Zach Turbin, there's no doubt about it, he has collegiate potential. He's going to Delaware. He wants to play for a potential soon-to-be NCAA-affiliated hockey team, right now a high-level club team. But Jacob, we spoke about our players to watch. Let's now talk about the players we will not be seeing on the ice today. For Livingston, Shalva Samsquashvili is not playing. Who else is not playing? We have Anthony Cassesi, and then of course Jacob, Igor Tarasuk will not be on the ice as well. And now for the Westfield Blue Devils.
For the Westfield Blue Devils, just a couple guys. Aiden Wilson is out, he is day-to-day, and Michael Marshall is suspended. Those are the only two guys that are out, freshman and sophomore. Two contributors though, Aiden Wilson scored in these two teams' previous matchup in that McInnis Cup Finals game.
Well, Jacob, it is time for my favorite part of every pregame. It's time for some bracketology. Let's get it going. Oh my goodness, public group bag is just absolutely loaded. Westfield, a ranked team in the top 20. They're third in the bracket. Ridge is second. That splits them from the Lancers, the first rank. So let's get some bracketology quickly, Jacob. Get us to how both these teams got here.
Well, we'll start with the home team, the Livingston Lancers. Beat Bayonne 10-0 in the game. That ended early. Of course, there's a mercy rule in high school hockey.
7:22 was left on the clock. They won 10-0.
Yeah, you were at that game, Ryan. 10-0 victory. Game ended early. Westfield not quite a decisive win. They were number 4 seed, played the number 13 Southern High School. 2-1 victory was all that the score was. In the quarterfinal round, Livingston, a tightly contested match against Morristown. Another tight game though for the Westfield Blue Devils. Hunterdon Central, 3-2 victory for the Westfield Blue Devils. So, 1-goal games in each of the previous two. Definitely could expect something similar this afternoon.
And Jacob, it's important to mention the winner of this game will take on the winner of Ridge and Hillsborough, which will be at 7 p.m. Those are two teams that have not played the Lancers or Westfield much this year. So that's going to be a fun finals down at the Rock. Public A Finals is scheduled down in Newark, New Jersey at the Prudential Center, aka the Rock. 6:45 is currently what they have. The puck drop for right now. It is scheduled for the practice arena. So it's the road to the Rock right here on LTV, the Livingston Lancers television network. We've been covering Livingston hockey all year. We've done a lot at Westfield. We can tell you this is going to be a fun one. This is not the first time the two teams have seen each other. Jacob, this is not the second time. You'd be wrong to say it's the third time because it's the 4th time these two teams will play each other. Wow, what a rivalry. These two teams don't even play in the same county. This is the only sport where the two teams play in the same conference.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm glad they do because these are two great teams that have built up quite a rivalry this year.
Oh, Jacob, this is going to be quite the game. Westfield's goaltending versus Livingston's goaltending. Jacob, let's start off with the visiting Westfield Blue Devils. The senior is in net. Oh, an interesting season for Jake Watson.
And Jake Watson having a fantastic year. .922 save percentage in 20 games played. On the other side, we got the Turbinator, Zach Turbin. .926 save percentage in 20 games played. 9 shutouts for him.
And Jacob, I think the most interesting statistic that Livingston has coming into this game is that they have not lost a regular season game this year versus not just a divisional or even league foe, but to only private schools. They lost to Montpelier after beating them the first time, and they lost to St. Joe's Montville of the Gordon Conference, by far the toughest conference in New Jersey, by just a goal in the Ice Vault Classic Holiday Tournament. And then they lost their 3rd game versus the team they're playing today and the only public school they've lost to in the Divisional Cup Finals, the Westfield Blue Devils. It's the 4th time these two teams will play each other. Next, right here on LTV, the Livingston Lancers television network. Lancers, Blue Devils, for the 4th time this year. This time in the state tournament. They met twice in the regular season. To the Lancers prevail. They met in the finals of the divisional tournament. To the Blue Devils prevail. Who will prevail in the 4th and most important game to punch their ticket to the Prudential Center? Both teams have not yet played at the Prudential Center this year. And oh, what a great introduction and final time at the Prudential Center this 2021-2022 season. Because it would be in the finals of the Group Public A tournament versus the winner of Ridge and Hillsborough. Next, right here at Minot Arena in Morristown, Morris County, New Jersey. My name is Ryan Lyle. Miles Daxton on camera today, and we also have Jacob Gorin on the mic join with me as we will now hand it to the PA for the national anthem. It's the road to the Rock. Lancers, Blue Devils, right here on LTV, the Livingston Lancers television network. The Westfield student section, one of the most prestigious public school student sections in the state of New Jersey. Livingston loves their hockey, so they'll be just as loud today. They're wearing their jerseys, and Westfield, of course, repping the Blue Devils. Jacob, the atmosphere is here. The meaning of the game is here. The level of hockey is here.
Atmosphere is always there for the Livingston Lancers. They've had one of the biggest and loudest student sections all season long.
Remember, Menin Arena during the regular season is the host to Menin, Halverson, Haas Cup Hockey. And it was also selected by the state of New Jersey to host the Public A, both semifinal games. Here we have the Lancers and Westfield. The winner will take on Ridge or Hillsborough at the Rock. That will be decided at a 7 o'clock game. But Jacob, the first, and in my opinion, although it's the matinee, the best game available right now throughout the 3 public brackets. Obviously, Public C, combo and tri programs. Public B, single school programs with under 1,100 students. Non-public, all private school combo and regular programs. And then Public A, the best of the one school, over 1,100 student hockey team program. So here we are from Menin Arena in Morristown, Morris County, New Jersey. The semifinals of the Public A group bracket, sponsored by the New Jersey State Interscholastic Athletic Association, the Westfield Blue Devils, and the Livingston Lancers. On LTV, the Livingston Lancers television network. The Lancers are ready. The Blue Devils are ready. Today's 3 officials are ready. Let's do it.
Ryan, you just brought up 3 officials. That is something not normal.
First shot of the game is saved on down by Watson as we're underway. And Vecchio wants to get tricky earlier, tries to poke another one on the net. This one squeezes on behind. Jacob, hold your thought. We will have a mention on the officiating crew today. Lancers putting on pressure early. From the outside, Zales lets one rip, and it's gloved down by Watson. And Jacob, we're going to welcome you into the game now. Tell us about the officiating crew. It's looking a little different today than the 3 times these 2 teams met this regular season. And of course, the McInnis Cup Finals.
A little unusual for high school hockey. We actually have 3 officials rather than the usual 2. 2 referees, 1 linesman. Usually just 2 general officials.
Possible opportunity is this shot. Oh, it's just saved by Watson. Lancers almost had an opportunity to get started early. Remember, Westfield won the first matchup Livingston won the first matchup. They then won the second matchup at home after winning the first one on the road, and then the third one, Westfield won in the third and most important of the 3. This is the 4th and even more important. Jacob, the importance of this one.
You can't even...
Uncomparable?
Yeah, uncomparable. Couldn't find the right word, Ryan. Thank you for filling my tongue, but...
Face-off is won by the Lancers.
This game is huge, Ryan.
A very big game. Again, each time these 2 teams play each other, it gets more important every time. Westfield wants to get on the board. Abel. Opportunity. He's poked off the puck. Pushes it on back as he still controls. Shot from far. Glove down by the Terminator. He's challenged for the first time today. Both goaltenders meet their beginning of the game quota.
Ryan, after the national anthem at Devils games, the clip from the movie, say, "Welcome to the Rock." That's going to be the real case for whoever wins this game.
That's right. Whoever wins this game will play at the Prudential Center practice rink against the winner of Ridge and Hillsborough, played next right here at Menin, hosting both games as the Lancers will control in the back. There's a sweet pass on over to Zales. Zales chips one on up the ice. Off a helmet, and in the middle, Zales, the sophomore for the Lancers, finds himself on the puck. He's able to cross the blue line and then lose the puck, and Livingston will find it out in their back. Spinning forward is the junior Dylan Schultz. Silva poked off the puck. Keep an eye on Alex Abel. He's feeling it today. Here he is with the puck leaving. Almost lost the puck, got back on it. He'll reserve to his defensive line. Time for the Blue Devils in the back as Schultz will come on in for pressure.
Ryan, after the Lancers' last win over Morristown, I spoke to Dylan Schultz and I asked him, what has made you improve so much from previous years? He's having a big breakout year, 33 points this season. He said, A, he got a little bigger, and B, he used the offseason, he grinded. He said, fans don't estimate really how much the offseason is key to your success in the regular season.
Westfield trying to move a little quicker after that tough first couple seconds of the game. Here's a shot from far. Turbin on the save. The putback, saved by the Terminator and poked away. Possible opportunity once again. Oh, it trickles wide. Off a Lancer body. Westfield, 3 key opportunities. The Terminator and the D-line came up core. As there's a 1-2 punch on up, Lancers will try and put on some pressure. Dox with the hit.
Dox is always never afraid to lay out the body, Ryan.
Schultz on the puck. He tries to turn course with it. Westfield will now find themselves on the puck. Out in the back. And swung on around. Mancheno pokes one up the ice using the glass. Turbin will stick it down, and Zales on the puck. Time for Zales as he swings it right on back around. Intended receiver in Solomon. Solomon, a player who spent the first half of the year on the injured reserve, comes back as a key second line member, Jacob. Just what a great year he's been having. It's his senior season as well.
Yeah, he's having possibly his best year. A ton of Lancers having breakout offensive seasons that maybe you didn't expect. Danny Grossbard leading this team in goals.
I'll tell you one thing. Very impressed with Conklin this year. He had a good season last year. This year, he was a key defender. His father, obviously the head coach of the program in his 15th year, who also owns a practice facility for all athletics, a turf facility, down in Forum Park, New Jersey. Chugging his way on through is Gorski. Gorski twirls with Vecchio, and Livingston's able to punch the puck past the blue line. A reset at the yellow as it's chipped on up by Wilson. In the back, there is time for Kwan. Tries to get it to Vecchio. Tough bounce off the boards.
Nice play by Grossbard to get that puck out of the zone. Took a funky bounce right to the middle of the ice. Grossbard just gets a stick on it and gets the puck out, and the Lancers have a rush.
The 5-7 forward lets one rip, and it's poked away. The Livingston crowd getting rowdy as Westfield's crowd starting to fill in here. Not the most convenient location for both teams. Game in Morris County, Westfield out of Union County. Livingston out of Essex County as this puck finds its way to Turbin, who wants a little reset in his own zone. 10:21 left to go in the opening period of action, Jacob. We have not seen tape-to-tape passing. It's been scrappy.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have two teams that can really lock things down on defense. Don't see a lot of connections. And exactly what we've seen here. Shots 4-3 Westfield early on.
Jacob, I don't know about you, but the atmosphere is so excited I can't even hear myself as there's a shot that's poked away. Behind the net, control for Beek. Out goes the puck. It's a chase for it. Schultz can't get there in time, and Westfield's back line will control. The alternate captain, number 19, Spencer Brown, swings it on far side, and we see a little redirection from Michael Wilson. Back on out over to Thomas Conrad. Now that's a player who's been having a very good season. Thomas Conrad, 6 goals on the year. From the back, Westfield will try and get one going. It can't trickle in. The putback, it's no good either. Whistles come in. Goal is waved off. What is the call?
I believe no goal. Net was dislodged, Ryan. We'll see if there's possibly a penalty here. Maybe a slash.
Beek just couldn't poke it in. Turbin's senses and his knowledge of the game, second to none.
Now looks like we're not going to have a penalty here. Net was just dislodged. This is why the whistle blew.
2 seniors for the face-off. Actually, a sophomore and a senior, my apologies. Abel wins it for Westfield, but Livingston still finds the puck. Vecchio can't get on it as Oliveri finds it. Off the boards, it's back at him.
Ryan, Sean Chen's been playing with Vecchio and Grossbard since the injury to Igor Tarasuk and Anthony Cassesi. And
Vecchio might find himself in the sin bin as Zales will get that touch on the puck that will bring in the whistle from one of today's 3 officials. Cross-checking, Jacob, looks like.
Yeah, Vecchio looked at the official in disgust at that call. He did not like it. From my vantage point, it looked like a fair call, but...
Yeah, we do want your vantage point. It looked actually to me, I mean, you're the color today, but it looked to me like that's a clear and obvious penalty.
Yeah.
Vecchio went in for the check. We don't know the sheer force of it from this distance, but we can definitely tell you it looked like it solidly from this distance. Vecchio, a phenomenal player for the Lancers.
Could have been a few penalties, boarding.
So we're seeing the Westfield power play and the Lancers shorthanded. First time we haven't seen 5-on-5 hockey today. Swung out far side. Here's a shot from far and save. Martell couldn't finish. Swung on all the way and cleared away.
Nice read there by Jay Stocks. Had the puck, could have winded it up the near wall, but instead sees that the Westfield was drifting to him, so he just rims it around the other way.
Yeah, a great year the alternate captain's been having. Have the Ithaca College commit having some fun as it's his last year with the skates on using the stick. As, oh, here comes Westfield off of a hard hit against them. In the corner, time for Beek. Back on out. Controlling his man, Chano. He lets one rip. Wrong side of the net.
Yeah, off the side of the net, Ryan. Good chance though by Mancheno. Nice hands on that toe drag.
Conrad lets one rip. It's off Docks. In the back. Schultz is able to poke one. Kicked on up by Kwan. Still can't be cleared. Schultz comes on back. He's unable to clear it past the blue line. From out far, Mancheno has the quarterback option for Martell. His slap shot poked off with a stick and cleared away. Wow, what a shift by Jay Stocks and the Lancers short-handed four-man crew.
Yeah, you notice there, Jay Stocks, he's a defenseman. He was almost playing that like a forward up at the blue line, and Dylan Schultz was playing behind his own net, almost similarly to a defenseman.
And Jacob, let's keep this in mind. The Lancers right now are short-handed with their captain and their best player on the bench to one of the best power plays in the state of New Jersey. 19-4 this team is. Very successful on the power play. Here they come up the ice. Wilson weaves around a hit. Conklin tried to whack him to the boards, and he'll just reset with the puck and take his time. Will Wilson let one rip? He swings all the way back around. Finally, he'll surrender the puck, and the power play is over. Vecchio right on the puck. He's going to give it away. Solomon out far side. Silva weaves in. Silva weaves out from the middle. Silva with the backhand. Can't finish. And Silva will lose the race to the puck. Oliveri is hit off the puck.
And this is a hard-hitting team in Livingston and a big and hard-hitting team in Westfield. Big contributor to what's made the rivalry so fun to watch this season.
It is a McInnis battle, Jacob. McInnis hockey, one of the toughest all-public school, I'd say, divisions within a conference, probably in the nation. Docks chips one on up. Controlled now out in the back for Hiltline. Chopped on up into the back. And time for the freshman Logan Martell, the highest number, presenting a Westfield uniform on the ice today. 6:25. Again, Jacob, both these teams do not call this ice home, nor do they play too many games here, as the puck will be chipped out of play onto the screen. So getting used to the facility this first period of action.
Yeah, it's been a fun one, back and forth action here at NJIIHL Arena.
And obviously, of course, Jacob, as we know, Livingston a couple games here this year, Westfield not one, so definitely the advantage for Livingston. Their first game here this year was a 3-0 win at Madison. Now they present themselves here as the hosts of this one. Docks lets one rip. Wide. Looks like it was deflected as well. Westfield in the back. Conrad. And Docks back on the puck. Back to Conrad. Captain Conrad gets weavy with the stick. Chips one and up. And it's a skate race that Duffy will beat. Westfield still controls. On out the back. Conrad out for a slap shot. Off a body, Vecchio! Sacrificing his health. And now he's on the puck as he seems to be okay. And he chips one on up. Off the official, but it gives him the opportunity to reset. And the Lancers have to reset offsides, but here's an opportunity. Silva, oh, slide tackling play. What a play right there.
Silva almost got on a break chance. Just couldn't get control.
Opportunity for Conrad, weaves around, backhander, saved by the Terminator, and poked up the ice. And it just barely makes its way for an icing. I thought that was actually going to be a contested shot against Watson, but Westfield got lucky after they were contested in skill.
Yeah, that shot was on goal. No icing. It was really close to being that way, but not quite. So we'll have an icing call. 5:19 to go here in period number 1.
Lancer face-off victory. Zales tries to punch forward. He loses it. Here's a shot from far. Saved by the Terminator. The Terminator, more like the Rejectinator with the stick.
Yeah, it's been a great period for him. He's 11 for 11 so far and had a heavy workload this period. stopped everything. Thus far, still over 5 minutes remaining.
That shot from Matteo Mancino as he passes one on out. Shot from far, poked and saved by the Turbinator. Smooth with the pads. As Westfield will have to control in the back. Under 5 minutes left to go. It's been a slow first period. Both teams getting used to an arena that they do not see too often. I believe Westfield played a preseason game here. Well, that was the most they've seen of this arena. Livingston, a couple regular season matchups here. Both these teams play a ton of games at Codey and Warinanco.
And even preseason's so long ago, Ryan.
Yeah.
I mean, preseason's what, November? It's March now, March 2nd.
Beak lets one rip. It's deflected off of Conrad. Back on in, Beak's pass deflected off a skate. And a nice slide tackling punch right there from Silva. Is able to poke one back to the clearing Conklin. And this will be a nice icing with 4:17 left to go in the first period of action, Jacob.
Yeah. Lancers have had a tough time breaking out of their end, Ryan, and I think that's a big reason why Westfield has been controlling most of the play. Lancers just can't get the puck out of their end.
Face off, and it's won by the Lancers. Docks. And Westfield now on the puck. Pass inside. Oh, what a tip by Vecchio! He denies the captain within Thomas Conrad's one-timer finish. Here's an opportunity for the Lancers. Chen can't finish. Loses the puck.
Ryan, that was quite a play by Austin Vecchio. That was a tap-in. Broke it up right in front of the goal.
Both teams setting up beautiful one-timers and fast break opportunities that have just been saved by that brilliant last line. Both these teams prevent great defense, Jacob. Present great defense. A trickling puck is controlled by the Blue Devils. Here's Greg Oliveri. Oliveri weaved off the puck by 3 and swept on up. Westfield will control in the back, Jacob. Conrad. And the puck will now find itself in the back for Andrew Kwan. Jacob, the Lancer statistician you are, would you say their defense has been meeting to the par today?
I mean, whenever you let up 12 shots in the first period, that's never great, but they've been preventing high danger chances. Turbin stopped everything he's had to.
Again, we're keeping an eye on shots on goal. Again, this period, both teams feeling an ice they don't see too often. As here's a nice run right here by Docks. Stumbles on the boards, he does, as he tries to swing it on back. Silva, a nice little chip over fellow number 11, Conrad. Back on out, Docks is onside. Docks swings the stick, and he gives it away with it.
Docks just had trouble controlling that, but he gets it back.
Docks, his shot from the impossible angle, and the impossible angle answers the question to that one. Zales in the back. Schultz, deflected pass. This might work out for him, and in fact it will not, as Wilson's on the puck. Chipped on up by Wilson to Park, but taken away. Zach Silva, pass inside, deflected off of Solomon's skate, and now up is Gorski as he gives it away.
Ryan, Zach Silva, so elusive.
Here he is right now, Jacob. He's going to let one rip. It's going to be saved and covered. The duet by Jake Watson, but both sides can clap after that one.
Ryan, that was quite a shift by the Lancers. Some real nice opportunities that went wide. That last shot by Silva, who I just said, so elusive, so fun to watch. He's going to be on this team for 2 more years, only a sophomore, and he had his breakout season this year as well. 31 points, 14 goals. He actually scored the first goal of the McInnis Finals game against Westfield.
Lancers goal! That's Brett Conklin, and the Lancers have a 1-0 lead.
Ryan Conklin scored his first goal this season in that Bayonne game. That's one they kind of had to look to the side when they were going to win anyway. This, you can really say, is his first big goal of the year in the biggest game, the biggest save. Lancers lead 1-0 on a shot that just got by Watson.
Well, blow the goal horn, mother of Austin Vecchio, because wow, what a shot, top shelf. Watson will give up the first goal of the 4th time these two teams meet, Jacob. I believe you were in the middle of a point after that goal, but this place just erupted. So if you remember your thought, say it now.
I believe I finished my thought.
Okay. Well, the goal will describe itself. Conklin, a player who's really stepped up this year, scores his 2nd goal of the playoffs. first one versus Bayonne and his second one in the most important to date. If they win this one, they'll have an even more important one. Westfield wants to respond. They're on a 2-on-2 break. Ranchers retreat on in. Here's a shot from the impossible angle. Doesn't work. Minute 15 left to go in the opening period of 3. Here in Morris County, New Jersey, and Morristown's great McInnis Arena, run by the Morris County Parks and Recreational Department. One-timer can't go, putback can't go, and Schultz loses the puck as he pulls it out of pressure. Opportunity for Mancheno. Swung on back, staying onside, passing it away as McDonald. Far side, this one will rip from Martel. It's off and deflected. Vecchio wins the race. Vecchio will go one-on-one with McDonald. Vecchio will weave around. Vecchio one behind the net.
Oh, quite a toe drag. Austin Vecchio, 1-on-2, goes to the backhand, just misses the net as he draws the penalty. Lancers heading to the power play with 40.9 to go.
1-0 Lancers as the sin bin goes Logan Martel, the freshman. 4 goals on the season as well as 5 assists, Jacob. That totals to 9 points. Key player for them. He's not on the ice.
Ryan, Brett Conklin scored the first goal of the game. Both his goals this year come in the playoffs. Reminds me very much of the New Jersey Devils 2012 playoff run. One of their leaders at that time, Bryce Salvador, barely scored. He scored 3 goals in that playoffs. Reminds me of that. We see a trip there, Ryan, not called.
Well, Jacob, back then Salvatore did what they did here on the ice, and now he's doing what we do here on the mic, as he is a reporter for the New Jersey Devils and MSG Networks. And you know where MSG Networks reports Devils games? Where the winner of this game will play in the final round of the group tournament. Slap shot, blockered away. Oh, what an effort by Greg Oliveri. Still on the puck are the Lancers, as this one is swung on over to Dox, who can't find it with the stick, as we will wind down the first period. Snap shot, it's high over Watson's crease. And it looks like running down the clock is Michael Wilson, as that will do the first period of action here in Morristown, New Jersey. Morris County Parks and Recreation's McInnis Arena sees the first of 2 semifinal games. The 4th time these 2 teams meet, and the most important time sees the Lancers up 1-0, thanks to Brett Conklin, the Livingston Lancers junior number 5. That's the lone goal of the first period, folks. Second period up next, right here on LTV, Livingston Lancers Television Network. It's the second period of action, the road to the Rock. The semifinals of the Public A group bracket between the Livingston Lancers and the Westfield Blue Devils. I'm Ryan Lowy, joined with Jacob Gorin and Miles Dax on the broadcast today, representing LTV, the Livingston Lancers Television Network. Jacob, the first period that saw Conklin be the only player for both teams to put the puck into the back of the net for a Lancers goal.
Ryan, I gave that Bryce Salvador comparison earlier, and he compares to Bryce Salvador in more ways than one. Hard hitting, skating isn't, is good for his size. Sound defensively. I couldn't think of a better comparison than the one and only Bryce Salvador, who, like you said, now works for TV for the New Jersey Devils.
Second period, moments away. The clock is set for another 15 minutes of action. Once again, I'm Ryan Now. I'm joined with Jacob Gorin, and of course, doing an excellent job on camera is Miles Dax. As we are getting ready to go for the second period of action. Lancers and Westfield, apologies for any first period blockage of view, but I think we have that handled now. And Jacob, what are your anticipations for this second period of action?
I'd expect another hard-fought second period. Livingston, I think, needs to bounce back in this period of the long change. Shots 14-6 after 1, Ryan. They cannot let that happen again if they want to win this game.
And the face-off. We'll see the Lancers in possession. A side switch, Jacob. So a new vantage point for both teams before they go back to where they were in the first period here at McInnis Arena in Morristown, Morris County, New Jersey.
Livingston's still in the power play following that penalty Vecchio drew at the end of the first period. A minute left.
That's right, a good reminder as the puck swings on around and Schultz will control. Schultz out in the back. Gives it on away to Grossbard. Grossbard dumps it on back to the power play quarterback in Austin Vecchio. Back on in. Schultz back to Vecchio. Vecchio uses the option of Quan.
Look at this tight box Ryan Westfield's holding.
Vecchio on out. Schultz. Lancer's trying to find a break in that box. Can Quan find it? He finds Vecchio. Vecchio swings one and over. It's deflected off a stick, but still controlled by Schultz. Schultz pass inside. Oh, they couldn't find a break.
Hey, Ryan, you really need to move your players around, get shifty, move the puck if you want to find an opening in this Westfield penalty kill.
Chip pass to Schultz. Right back to where it came from within Dox. Dox will let one go. It's safe. Put back. Saved once again. Skirmish for the puck. Oh. And Dox is able to push it on up. Schultz. Quan. Schultz. Pass inside. It's deflected. And that will do the power play, but not the momentum as the shot waves wide. Schultz swings it on around. 5-on-5 hockey for the first time in the second period as Quan lays for the puck. Dumps one in it. Oh, a little slash in the air, doesn't go.
Yeah, nice little redirection attempt there from Grossbard.
Now, Jacob, there's the beautiful thing about hockey in high school. Icing is always called, no matter who wins the race to it.
It really depends, Ryan, on the official, but yeah, usually the case.
And icing, you can also sub, too.
You can.
Not like in the NHL. They follow the international rules in that case. Dimension-wise, more NHL-like, but international rules in terms of substitutions. Schultz getting groovy with it as he loses it, and it's poked on away. Silva in the corner. And there's a little skirmish for the puck far side. Silva can't get it. Solomon is a player who can find it and then run over it. Martell will swing it on around for Westfield. Hiltwine. Neck and neck in the dead corner that you cannot see on your screen. Our apologies for that. Chipped on up the ice. Westfield will try and develop something with it. Hiltwine. Swung on around Conklin. Frees the puck. A little double chip, and it will see Westfield have to reset. Martell on the puck. Far side to McDonald. Up the ice, and now time for Zales. Zales on around to Solomon. Lancer's second line getting their chance to shine. Here's Silva. The sophomore. In no man's land. Martell doesn't win the race to it. He'll have to use his body to get it back, in which he can't do suit. Grossbard on out far. He'll lose the puck. Punched on up. Oliveri will lose the race by not one but two Lancers. Player goes down for the Lancers. No call. Quan went down.
Ryan, that is a detrimental no call. The second time in this game a Livingston player was tripped up. That time Quan. And the ref swallows his whistle. Danny Grossbard going over to talk to the official and say, whoa, what are you doing? Official, we have an explanation.
Jacob, I don't know about you, but that looked like a clear trip.
Yeah.
Maybe a slash even.
Whatever it was, that was a penalty. Trip slash. Probably a trip.
Well, nonetheless, Livingston is happy to see that no goal was scored there as that shot rocks over Turbin's crease. Little miscommunication. Opportunity for Chetty, lets one rip. It's saved by Watson.
And Chen's got to get more on that shot. Great play to get the odd man rush with strength, but just couldn't finish the opportunity.
Mancheno poked off the puck by Vecchio. Vecchio gets tossed around and wrapped around. He'll check off, unhappy with no call. Let the kids play has been the motto for the officials, Jacob. Shot from far, deflected off of Dox. Dox will go neck on neck. And falling down is Wilson. Wilson went down.
Yeah, lucky that Mancheno was there.
Little 1-2 opportunity doesn't go. Dox with a nice little stick poke finds himself on the puck. And he'll use the boards to clear that one on out. Pass to Solomon a little too strong, and Logan Martell in the back. 10:35 left to go. Not too many stoppages this second period of play. Loose puck taken by Schultz. He'll let one rip. It's deflected away. Time though in the back. Conklin deflected off of Mancheno. Conklin now back on the puck. Deflected off of Brown. Pass deflected and chipped away unintentionally on Gorski.
Yeah, into the Westfield bench.
Gorski, 1 goal and 4 assists this year.
All stats from NJ.com, of course.
NJ.com also will be streaming the finals down at the Rock. We'll hope to be there as well, representing LTV, Livingston Lancers Television Network. Up the ice. Vroom, vroom, Vecchio. We'll let one rip. He's also sheer with a shot. But not that time, as Watson will turn him down.
Ryan, I like that nice little play from Vecchio to looks at his other option, the decoy, and Grossbard, and just fires it. Doesn't end up in the goal, but good play by him.
Hit back, oh, it just misses. Conklin. There's a hard hit to the board. Gorski collided and hammered into Chen.
I would say it was the other way around. Ryan, Chen hammering Gorski.
They both went down. Jacob, this is McInnis hockey.
Oh, yeah.
It's exactly what we saw these teams during the regular season. You recall it carrying to the cup, and now it's recalling its way all the way to the playoffs.
Yeah, Ryan, I really love this start to the period for the Livingston Lancers. You notice on the scoreboard, if you can't see it, but they have shot clock 15 to 11 are the shots right now in favor of Westfield, but in this period, shots 5-1 Livingston.
Schultz on the puck. Back on outside. Here's a shot from far, poked away. Dox. Tries to swing for it. And Schultz will pass it away. Oh, but with momentum gliding on over is Brown. But Brown is met by Kwan. Both fall to their knees. Brown deflects one on up. Canceling collision in the back. Westfield control within Thomas Conrad. He lets one rip. It's saved by the Terminator. Some extracurricular activity on top of that one. Little icing to the cake. Jacob as a possession guru. Who controlled the possession in the first period of play?
I gotta say Westfield, but Livingston, I feel like, is controlling the majority of the position there. Tough break. No one there to cover at the blue line. Results in a chance in a good offensive zone shift for Westfield, but nice lateral movement from Zach Turbin to make a sliding stop on the shot from Conrad. Remember, he had 2 goals against Turbin in that McInnis Finals game.
Obviously, the McInnis Cup Finals. The second place Westfield Blue Devils, a 5-2 win against the first place in a bye week in the first round Livingston Lancers. Livingston beat Summit 3-0, a ranked team, 15th in the state at the time, to get there. They absolutely shut them out, and they just didn't bring the right attitude back to Rink 1 down at Codey against Westfield in the finals. And Livingston could not win the McInnis Cup. They still haven't won one since the year of 2013. They've played in the McInnis and have not been relegated out of it since. Opportunity for Beek. Beek can't finish. Westfield, on the other hand, reset their clock after a recent McInnis Cup win in the late 2010s.
Ryan Chen hammer to the ice, another big no call.
Grossbard sweeps one on over as he goes to the ground. Jacob, collision after collision after collision after collision after collision, as there was another one that I had to add.
Livingston's got to start laying the body out here. And you got to think, refs aren't calling anything.
Caught by Mencheno. Mencheno seems to be surprised as he gives away the puck challenge. Reed Plotnick! Snapshot no good. Dox. Off the boards. Oh, sucker Dox. Still on the puck he is. And Solomon will relieve him as he chips one on over to defenseman. Solomon around the ice. He finds help. Shot from far, deflected. And this puck is swept on away by Beek. And touched on down by Turbin. Park on the puck, he'll lose it. Their number 14 has it. This 14 for the Lancers is Jay Stocks, the Ithaca College commit. Goes far side to Silva. Around the board, Silva will lose the puck. Westfield control. Chipped on up by Martell. Not enough for an icing. Challenges Dox as he'll weave it on around. Good hustling pressure by Joey Tortorella. That's a name we haven't heard much. Who had a great year this year with 3 goals to add to his name as well as 2 assists.
Ryan, Jay Stock, he said Ithaca College commit for lacrosse. Ithaca does not have a NCAA registered ice hockey team. They do have a club team. Would not be surprised given how competitive Dox is, how much of an athlete he is, that he does try out for that team.
Vecchio loses the puck. Now, Jacob, going back to your comment, he would have to find time for it because Ithaca, one of the most prestigious Division III for boys and girls lacrosse programs in the country, so he's going to have to find time for it. Obviously, he must be very excited to go play lacrosse down for the Bombers of Ithaca. They'll see themselves playing in New Jersey a lot too. As here's a shot that's supported. The putback is no good either. Westfield on the puck. A nice pass there by Mencheno. Oliveri. That's one rip. That's wide. Off the back of the net. The sophomore Zales will relieve and chip one on up. Second liner Solomon. Loses the puck. Blue Devils control. Mencheno. That's one rip. Saved by the Turbinator.
Ryan, Alex Selvin out there playing forward. He usually plays defense.
His beautiful goal versus Bayonne, his second registered goal, his first real goal as he calls it, definitely helped his case. Livingston can't clear on a couple shot opportunities deflected off their defensive line. Mencheno. Here we go, Lancers chant comes from our side as we're right near the Lancers student section. The Westfield student section standing but silent.
Big block there from Selvin at the blue line. Puck didn't get through because of him. Player that doesn't get to play much, Ryan, but had a nice little shift there in the defensive zone.
He's sharing words with Coach Conklin on the bench as he's standing right next to Reed Plotnick. Those are 2 players that are really stepping their way into the team late in the year.
Yeah, with a lot of seniors graduating, especially at forward, and definitely would not be surprised if they get a bigger role next year.
That would be good for them. Both, they will be seniors next year, both a lot of talent. Livingston, a very balanced program in terms of talent. 4:34, the puck is iced. We'll go right back to where we started, folks.
I'm 15 Livingston, so shots 8-1 in this period for the Lancers.
Face-off between Abel and Dylan Schultz as Abel wins the face-off. Pass close side to Beek, too strong. Beek finds the puck, takes a shot, saved by the Turbinator.
Nice strong play off on the body by Beek.
In the back, the Lancers will try and clear. They can use an icing here. Good shift for Westfield has not come to an end. Brown, taken away by Silva, he'll chip one and up. Perfect roll to Vecchio. Vecchio weaves around. Vecchio can't finish. Watson
just puts it wide, Ryan. Oh my, Austin Vecchio with the nifty mitts. Almost puts the Lancers up by 2.
Whip around shot, no good. That shot there from Grossbard. Westfield in the back as it's backhanded away by Beek. Across both blue lines, Schultz will take his time. Schultz to Kwan, taken away. Beek loses the puck. Good play by Schultz to get it over to double his number on the roster within Dox, and Dox uses the boards. Now he goes around the crease. Has no help. Shot from 4. Off the frame. And it's not enough. Goal answers goal. What a goal. Who do they give credit for that one, Jacob? I think it might be Selvin.
Possibly.
It's Doug Selvin.
His biggest goal of this season, biggest goal of his career, Ryan. A scramble in front of the net as a shot by Grossbard. Ricochet off the pipe, off the back of Watson, sat in the crease. Selvin right there to whack it in. Whistle never blew. Lancers up by 2.
Wow, Jacob. And Livingston has doubled their lead. Those are 2 players you don't see scoring too often this year, putting the Lancers up by a pair. In the first period, it was the key defenseman within Conklin, and in the second period, getting some shifts down at forward. I think he asked and said, "Coach, can I get some shifts at forward? I'll do you good." And that's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
Vecchio. Can the Lancers be up by a try? This pass trickles on out. The Westfield Blue Devils bounce, and Duffy will swipe one on up. Punched right back in. 2-0 Lancers. Vecchio. Back on out. Conklin wants 2 today. He can't get it there.
Ryan Selvin told us he wanted to play at forward, getting his wish, and Coach Conklin, I'm sure, is very happy he is letting him play there.
Jacob, we were both present when he said that. We're a primary source in his statement. And well, his statement was a bold one and a good one. That's 2 goals. And Jacob, that's why it's always good to have a very talented bench, because when you're burnt out towards the end of the season, think about it, 27 games, that is huge to have a player like Selvin who can step up out of position. That really shows his talent as a hockey player.
Definitely does. He's flying out there right now, getting another shift.
Another year of eligibility for him. Another year at Livingston High School. Ice hockey is primary sport. Here's a shot. Oh, it almost trickled in. But the Lancers still lead by a pair. Westfield getting jumpy on their student section side. Westfield athletics having quite the winter, Jacob. Both boys and girls basketball are ranked and still in the state tournament. And then their wrestling team finished out a season with a very good record as a team. And they have, I believe, somewhere in between 3 to 5 going to the state tournament, starting on Thursday and continuing through Saturday down in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Last year, it was in Phillipsburg due to COVID. This year, it returns to the big house in Atlantic City. Livingston, 3 wrestlers heading to that as well.
No icing there. That's a big no call from the official.
Docks, Vecchio, little soccer touch and a little hockey groove. And he can't stay on the puck. Here's Conrad. Outside is Conrad to Mancheno. Mancheno over Docks. He puts one into the back of the net for a Blue Devils goal. Their first of the game in this 3-goal affair. It's 2-1.
Hell, Ryan, that was quite a play. But Matteo Mancheno drove to the net, kept the puck on the outside, kept his weight to the outside, and slid it through the 5-hole turbine. One that turbine might want back, but a huge goal for the Blue Devils on just their 2nd shot of the period, Ryan.
Mancheno with his 36th of the winter. Wearing a Westfield uniform. Chops Livingston's lead in half. It's been a 2-goal period. Westfield able to capitalize off of Livingston's lead double. So the away team wants a little chip in this one too prior to the 3rd period. They're now in attacking territory. Out in the back, Martell swings one right on back in. Perfect placement for Alex Abel.
Ryan, Westfield with a surge here.
Silva able to clear it for the Lancers, and Martell will have to reset. Half a minute left to play till the 3rd period. Till one team's season comes to an end, just a round short of the rock, and one team advances to the Prudential Center for the first time this year. Shot saved by the Turbinator. It's 5-hole coming in clean.
Yeah, that goal, I mean, it was a tough angle to give up by Turbin, but last game, Livingston played 1-3-1, and Turbin gave up that tough first goal. Lights out the rest of the way.
21 seconds before the short 5-minute intermission, and then the 3rd period of hockey. As here comes Schultz. Schultz will chip one up. He's got time if he wants to build something, and he can't beat the puck to the end line as there's an icing. 11 seconds, 2nd period. 2-1, hosting Lancers. Here at Morris County Parks and Recreation's Great Menin Arena. Jacob, we've done a lot of games with Codey. I'll tell you, Menin Arena is quite the comparison.
Oh yeah, bigger.
Definitely bigger, a little chillier.
Yeah.
I think Warinanco definitely has the most character to it.
It's harder to keep Ryan a bigger arena as warmer.
A little pushy end to a 2nd period where Livingston doubled their lead and Westfield chopped it in half. The Lancers will go into the third, once again up by a goal. Ryan Lowry, Jacob Gore, and Miles Dax. It is the semifinals of the Public A group bracket, sponsored by the NJIIHL. One team season will come to an end, and one team will prevail to the Rock in the next period of action. Stay tuned. The road to the Rock in its final period of action. Ryan Lowry, Jacob Gore, and Miles Dax on camera. Jacob, quite the hockey game, a 3-goal affair. The hosts of the Livingston Lancers here in Morristown will have a lead by a goal.
Ryan talked in the pregame about how Westfield, both of their games to get here were 1-goal games. Third period of action, it's a 1-goal game, so we'll see what happens. Westfield exploded in period number 3 in the McInnis Finals. 2 goals in that period to extend their lead from 3-2 to 5-2. They get 2 goals here, they're up.
Jacob, this is one of those games where you're happy to have paid for a ticket. It was worth your money no matter the result, because this is entertainment at its finest on a Wednesday evening. And it's only the first of 2 games. There are tickets valid for both games, because Ridge takes on Hillsborough, and the winner of that game will play the winner of this one down in Newark, Essex County, New Jersey. Ryan Lowry, joined with Jacob Gore, once again Miles Dax. The fans are in their seats and ready to go. Westfield student section just as into it as the Livingston student section, and both student sections are just as into it as both teams are ready for this third period of action. It's do or die hockey. One team will be playing in the group finals, and one team will call their season an end after a phenomenal one. That'll be decided now as the puck drops for period number 3. 15 fresh minutes for Westfield to try and catch up down by a goal, or for Livingston to add on or hold this result.
Ryan Livingston used the period of the long change to their advantage, out-shooting Westfield an outstanding 11-2.
Remember, this game only separated by a goal. Westfield on the attack. Vecchio wants to change that as he puts his body in the way and shifts one on up. Swung on around by Wilson. Sneaks on by close side. Conklin up the ice. And this puck cannot ice itself as we're a minute in. Jacob, anticipations for the third period. What did Coach Bertucci say to his Blue Devil squad within Westfield?
He's saying, keep playing your game. You played a strong one. We're back on the side. We had that great first period. Let's bounce back. Some strong finish to win this game. I think Coach Conklin said, do what you did last period. Up by 1. Livingston playing smart, solid defense. Ooh, the shot whiffs wide there, but
as you said, Jacob's shot doesn't go.
I really think either team can win this game. It's
no doubt about it. Since the beginning, everyone said they can see either team making it to the Rock. Both teams definitely qualify for it, but only one of them, 2 of them will make it. Silva wants to ensure Livingston's ticket by doubling their goal, their lead. He couldn't do so, but Livingston's still on the attack. Silva on the puck once again, sweeps one on. Schultz is able to win the race to the puck and beat Alleran, but Westfield still able to find the puck after a little trickery behind the net of Jake Watson. Watson and Turbin, great game so far.
Yeah, they've both been solid in net. Turbin, but that one goal that is a little soft, he might want back, but besides that, he has been lights out.
Juan has to go against the entire Blue Devils defense. He shoots it before he can challenge him, and Watson laughs and catches the puck. Face-off foreside on the left.
Ryan Watson didn't cover that puck when the official blew the whistle. It was on the other side, but it doesn't matter. Official blows the whistle, play stops.
They wanted to dump it and keep it going, but the whistle blows early. Hillsborough has arrived, and now arriving on scene is Ridge. Winner of that game will play the winner of this game on Monday at 6:45. We hope to be there. NJ Live will also have the live broadcast of that one, which you can find on NJ.com. On the puck is Sean Chen. Can't stay on it. Silva. Excuse me, that was not Silva, that was Conrad, as Westfield is on the puck. The back and forth action swept around by Brown, and he will now use the glass to challenge Livingston's defense, in which he did suit. Because Conrad lets one rip. It's saved. The Terminator comes up key.
Ryan, that was actually Beek on the puck there. Nice stop by Zach Turbin either way.
Swung on, far side, punched on in. Turbin will have to make a save from far. Misread by Zales, and Westfield still on the puck. From the back.
Key hold there, Ryan, at the blue line.
Jacob, one interesting thing to note about this arena, this is a very school classroom-like ceiling. It'd be interesting to see the puck hit it. From far. 1-2 direction, and a nice hit there on defense. Keeps the puck on out of the goal for Westfield. Here they come up the ice. Played on up by Duffy. Livingston back on it. Control in the back, Conrad. Swept on into pressure. 11.5. Jacob, easy to say there's well over 200 people here. Shot from far, poked away on the rebound, Gorski. Gorski hammer to the boards, that finds Schultz for the Lancers. Weaving, he's moving, he's grooving. He's bouncing and trouncing. And he's now backhanding and chipping. Kwan. Schultz tries to get it back after Kwan can't control. And a little kicking by Westfield finds Tortorella on the break. He wants goal number 4 in the season. Actually, he wanted to actually look for assist number 5. Couldn't do so as it was deflected away and the whistle comes in. As the net is dislodged and Turbin finds himself a little shooken. He says he's all right as he's checked on by 3 Lancers.
Yeah, he was falling into him as Spencer Solomon playing defense there, and he's defending that 2-on-1, just couldn't stop. So have a stoppage in play. 10:59 to go in period number 3.
An action-packed third period. Not even 5 minutes in as Vecchio will clear it, blocking a shot. Westfield get it back after a chip. Having trouble doing some tape-to-tape passing on the Blue Devils this entire game. Vecchio.
Both teams are. That's what happens when you play a really good defensive team like both of these squads.
Puck is iced with 10:35. Jacob, this arena really starting to pack as spectators for the second game, and players are arriving on scene. From the Ridge in Hillsborough, the winner of that one will play the Lancers on Monday. I'd like to thank you for joining us on demand, as we're broadcasting this Wednesday evening. Wilson out far. Conrad swings one on over. Oliveri. A fight for the puck. Swept on up. Conrad. On over. Saved by the Turbinator. Every save, Jacob, he needs that applause because he needs to keep up his momentum.
Yeah. The mental game is almost as big as a goalie is the physical one. Obviously, you need the skill, but you need to have the right mindset as well.
Lancers make some last-second substitutions before the puck is dropped with 10:10 left to go here in the third. Ryan Lowry, Jacob Gorn, Miles Dax on the broadcast for LTV, the Livingston Lancers Television Network. 2-1 Lancers here in the third period. Winner punches a ticket to the Prudential Center for the state finals within Group A. Public school one-man teams with 1,100 pitches. Here's a shot that's whipped on. The putback, saved by the Terminator!
I think that was off the pipe.
Oh, it was off the pipe or saved by the Terminator. But the Lancers have been bailed out by something or someone. Beak almost had the chance. Here's a shot from far, saved by Turbin coming from Conrad. Conrad back on the puck as it swung on out to him. Challenged by 2, he chips one on up. Able to control behind the crease, he redirects. He's swarmed, and it's punched away by Duck, and just crosses the blue line. A spurt of luck curses Conrad.
Ryan, it almost seems like the ice is tilted here at Menon Arena. The team that's playing offense on your right side, our right side as well, has outplayed the other team a majority of this game.
That would be correct. As Westfield controls in the back, Wilson. It's Brown, back to Wilson. 8:55. Wilson will drive. Wilson goes down. In no man's land in the middle. Silva swings one up. Silva hit that one like a baseball bat. And Westfield will control. Captain Conrad, 6 goals this year, 13 assists, tallying to 19 points. Almost got an assist earlier this game, couldn't capitalize as Westfield will control. Oh, trickles on over. Opportunity for Grossbard. Solomon wants to come in, but the party is spoiled finally by Manchino as he regroups. Race to the puck. Groovy Oliveri keeps Westfield on it. Some hard hitting on the right side of your screen, close side. Oliveri will let one rip, deflected and out of play as it gets caught between the screen and the ice and poked into the stands by Manchino. 8 minutes, third period.
8 minutes left, Ryan, as you just said, and it's been a Westfield-heavy third period. They're looking to sneak a couple past Turbin and head to Prudential Center.
Vecchio really using the body today to deny those Blue Devils. Chipped on up, McDonald. Vecchio wants to fight for it, but Martel denies him as he swings it on around to Hiltwine. From far, Silva can't go with it as Wilson pokes it away. Vecchio searches for it. And now here come the Blue Devils. Manchino. Docks on the puck. Docks off the boards. And Martel is on it for Westfield for a regroup with 7:15 left to go. Jacob, the winner of this game, no doubt about it, this place will erupt. A big enough student section for both teams to really make this one a school moment.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Both teams always draw a big crowd. Westfield's crowd actually tried to move over to where their offensive zone is, get a better view, but they were shut down.
Up the ice and icing. 6:46, and the Lancers will clap that one out. I'm happy with that call. Jacob, the road to the Rock, and the final game of the season for the winner of this game will be Monday, and the loser of this game will be at the conclusion of these 6 minutes and 46 seconds if we don't see overtime and or a shootout.
Let's go, Lancers!
Yeah, of course, it'll 15-minute period if this game goes to overtime, sudden death. If it does not, if it goes past that one in overtime, we have a shootout. Best of 5.
Far side, right in front of the blue line. A chipper into the danger zone is poked away by Conklin. Can't get it over the blue line though. Solomon will try and help, and finally the job is done by Schultz. Lancers want to double their lead here with it. They can't do so. Able to get it across the blue line, but not stay on the puck as Ruby Schultz denies him of that one. Oh, a hard hit. Oh boy, Solomon looks all right. As a 1-2 can't go by Conrad. Conrad tries to do it again, he can't, it's off Lancer bodies. Still can be cleared away, the putback. Deflected away. Once again, Beak will try and do the job. That's dislodged as that one's off the frame. Jacob, a lot went on there.
Solomon was level. That left a man wide open. Conrad, I thought it was a goal. Had an open net, just missed. Might not have gotten all of that shot. This game stays 2-1. Oh man, if Westfield loses this one, he's gonna be having nightmares about that.
And Lancers take over. Vecchio, 2-on-2 opportunity, spoiled by Martel. And now Westfield wants to do something on the fast break. A little too tricky for himself as Oliveri, as Doc pokes one off the boards close side. Icing waved, Martel back on the puck after breaking up a key Lancer opportunity to double their lead. 5:20. Lancer student section already feeling the victory. They haven't secured it yet, but they're happy with the way their team's been performing offensively and defensively.
Ryan, they've certainly not secured this victory.
No, Westfield knows how to put up a fight, and they know how to win games. 19 wins this year. Lancers only 2 more wins coming to this one with 21 and only 1 less loss. Lancers 3 losses, Westfield 4. No offside, just waved off. Fans in our section very frustrated with that one. Shot from far deflected. it down by Chen. Chen a 1-on-2, he'll give up on it. And give the Lancers a switch. And burn some time, and the puck will be surrendered right back to him.
Ryan, we're in the final 5 now. These are the dog days of the game.
Martel on over to Captain Conrad. Conrad sees space and crosses both blue lines in the middle. He goes down and collides with the official, but no call to follow. 25 shots to 19, Jacob. Westfield controlling shots on goal today. Conklin's hit to the ground by Martel. Swung on in. Abel. Unable to stay with the puck as Zales finds it. Can't get it across the blue line.
Gotta get that one out, Ryan.
Yeah, tough break. 1-2 punch. Missed the face. What a move. Silva. Can't stay on the puck as Wilson's on it. Vecchio from the herd. He'll give it away. Abel curves in. Abel will have to reset. He wanted a call on Vecchio, he won't get it. 3:15, Jacob. Watson may be taken out real soon.
Ryan, I think that was a place where there was a good no call by the official. Vecchio, well defended play on Abel.
Jacob, if you're Bertucci, what's the time zone and when you want to pull Watson if you can't put a goal into the back of the net?
I'd say in this next minute.
Yeah, once Westfield crosses both blue lines, that's what they want to do. I would agree with that statement 100%. Oliveri behind the net. Oh, he's hammered! Oliveri smashed by Grossbard. 5'7" don't change a thing. He's a big guy. Shot off the marker. Chen. And now Ducks off a direction. Ducks. He'll burn some good time with this one. Lancers will change shifts. Ducks lets one rip. It's off a body. Redirection on inside, can't be cleared away. 1-2, Silva from Schultz. Silva to Schultz, now to Ducks, can't finish. Captain Conrad will reset. Unofficial 2-minute warning. In Westfield's season, if they can't tie this one up. And Livingston continuing to put the pressure on in the back. Martel. Bertucci. He's got to be thinking in the hot seat right now. Here comes Westfield. They won't pull the goalie as a shot. He's saved by the Terminator. An extracurricular activity, Jacob, that's the biggest save of the night.
Oh, no question about it. Ryan, 100 seconds left in this game. Lancers up by just 1 goal, and Zach Turner makes a great stop off the rush on Spencer Brown.
And this is Bertucci's climb out for Westfield. Very smart move by Bertucci.
Yeah, goalie's most likely going to be out of the net when this timeout's over.
I'm just happy for me to see it. Thank you. So Westfield has burned their timeout. 100 seconds flat to play in the third period.
What a game it's been, Ryan. What a game.
Really, seriously, it's been amazing. Lancers took a 2-0 lead. They were up 1-0 at the end of the first, able to double it in the second. Westfield responded to make the game just this exciting, and it just means that much, too. Ryan Lowry, Jacob Gordon, Miles Dax, spending time here in this cold, chilly arena this Wednesday evening so you can enjoy it on demand in the comfort of your home, like a movie. At least I would say, because that's really what it's been, a classic. Jacob, put it up there with some of the best Stanley Cups, put it up there with the Miracle on Ice. It's the road to the Rock, the final step before we get there. Lancers 2.
Ryan,
Blue Devils 1.
Westfield, Livingston, round 4, lived up to all the hype. Still 100 seconds left in this one, though, Ryan. For the
100 seconds to play. Let's do it. Westfield off a timeout, need a goal to push this game further. If not, their season's over, and the Lancers will have one more game in the finals. Westfield skating 6 as they don't have a goalie. Livingston with the Turbinator and their sheer 5. 80 seconds now. Slamming the boards. Here come the Lancers. Schultz, icing on the cake. Can't do the job.
Oh, that went off the glove of Martell, Ryan.
Martell saves the day. Taken away, Vecchio. In trouble is Westfield, but poked up by Beek. Shot from far, can't go. Martell. Westfield taking too much time. 55 seconds. Oh, Jacob, this place is about to erupt no matter what happens. Vecchio! Can't finish. Schultz! Can't finish. Schultz again! Over the net. Westfield. Crossbar! Oh, Westfield putting a body on it as that hits the screen. We apologize for an infraction of view. There's nothing we can do about it. We'll radio play-by-play it for you. Wow, this one's crazy.
Ryan, maybe it's 5 or 6 chances for the Lancers to put this one away. They just cannot. Westfield players laying their body out playing goalie to keep their season alive. 35 seconds left.
Final 30 seconds. Schultz, Westfield with the goalie once again within Watson. From far, Livingston putting on the pressure. Back on the puck and thrown on up by B. Taken away by Docks. Jace Docks. Nothing there. 15 seconds. Up is the Lancer student section and the parents. We're sorry they're blocking your view, but they have a good reason to do it. 5 seconds. Countdown. We'll let it happen. And the road to the rock is complete. The Lancers take this one 2-1 in Morristown. That's right. Blow that horn, Mama Boston Vecchio, because the Lancers are going to the rock. All year we've covered them. We've said they can do it, and you know what? They could.
And Ryan, this is exactly what they needed. They lost to the same Westfield team in the McInnis Cup Finals, but in the game that matters even more, they topple them here at NJIIHL Arena 2-1. A game for the books, Ryan.
Jacob, that game is an art. Picasso drew it beautifully. A 3-goal affair, and Livingston wins 3 out of the 4 competitions versus Westfield. We thought Westfield got the best of the win game number 3 in the McInnis Cup Finals, but there's a game even more important than that. It's the playoffs of the state, and Lancers eliminated them in the semifinals in Group A. Oh, you just love to see the sportsmanship though, don't you?
Of course.
4 times these 2 teams played each other. Usually, it's rare that 2 teams from out of county even play each other once. They play in the same division nonetheless. They see each other twice, no, thrice, and actually 4 times in the end. So that'll wrap it up. From the Morristown Parks Commission's Manning Arena in Morristown, Morris County, New Jersey, the Lancers are going to the Rock on Monday as they ruin Westfield's road to the Rock and complete their season. Westfield, a 19-5 record to end their season under Coach Bertucci and Coach Conklin, sees a 22-3-3 season not coming to an end yet, as we'll see them on Monday at the Rock versus the winner of Ridge and Hillsborough next, right here at Manning Arena. Have a good night. Toodaloo. I love my job. And I've done a lot of great interviews with some great players and some great coaches, but I'm going to love this one even more because we have Mr. Lancer student section himself, Mr. Lancer, Nick Slotnick.
Yes, sir.
Nick, you started the student section at the beginning of the year. Look at what you've made, a real student section.
I'm saying, man, haven't had this in years, but now, like, energy just transfers right to the game. You can tell going to the state final for hockey. It's been a while since we've done that, so you can tell the student section energy transfers straight to the games.
So tell me, Nick, why'd you come up with the idea for the Lancer Student Section Instagram account? Did you see Doug Field and go, you know what, we need one too?
I didn't even know other schools had it. I just saw like we needed our school to have more energy. You know, I'm a senior. I thought I should take charge this year and start something off as like just sort of like a new thing that everyone should be doing. Because you could tell in the games, as a player myself, like it transfers into the players. So I think you can tell this year we've done great with sports, wrestling, hockey, soccer, basketball. We've all done great. So you can tell it's doing its job.
Pack the zoo.
Pack the zoo,
I love
baby.
it. I love it. Pack the zoo. Now tell me, Nick, are you playing baseball this year?
I will be, yes.
You'll be playing baseball, so are you still going to run the student section?
Oh, I will, yeah. I'll make some time for it.
You'll make some time for it.
Yeah.
That's important to hear.
Yes.
Nick, thank you so much. Mr. Lancer, the head of Lancer student section. Follow them on Instagram.
Prudential, Monday night.
Yeah, he's the reason why everyone comes to these games. He's a beast.
There
Nick Slotnick.
Thank you.
Thank you. A big win for you guys. You guys are going to the finals. The Rock on Monday. Your reaction?
Yeah, I mean, I'm ecstatic right now. It's complete team effort. No one individual did this. You know, every single forward, every single defense. You know, I'm just happy we're going. So we'll see you Monday.
Obviously, you guys were outshot. What was the attitude towards you during the midst of in between the first and second and the second and third period?
You know, my play doesn't change regardless of what, you know, my offense and defense is doing. I'm just here to stop the puck, and I have confidence in my boys that we'll put a few in. So, got the job done.
Thank you, Turbin.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Jacob Gorn, Livingston Television Network. I'm joined by Alex Evan, who scored the game-winning goal in the semifinals matchup of Public A tournament. Alex, what was that like? It was only your third goal all year long.
Just an incredible feeling, something I'm never going to forget. I'm just living it in the moment right now. I'm so proud, so honored, and we're going to the Rock, man.
Yeah, you're going to the Rock. You're going to play either Ridge or Hillsborough. Or what are you anticipating for that game?
We're just going to come out here, everybody on the team, we're excited, we're ready. We're going to work hard in practice this upcoming week, and we're just going to go out there and work hard. We're going to go out there, and we want to win a championship.
It's your fourth time this year playing Westfield. You lost to them in the McInnis Finals. What is it like getting back at them in this game, beating them to get to the state or group finals?
It hurt. It really hurt losing McInnis. You know, we were all upset. We thought that we could go home with the championship, and we didn't. But we got our revenge, and we were hungry for it, and we got it. It was great.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you so much.
Jacob Gorn, LTV. Have a good rest of your day.